Hello, all of you. This is the class for all the app students. Welcome to this revision class. Every week we want to take up one topic and do together. You all are doing classes from the app. You're watching the videos. You're asking the doubts instantly and clarifying. But then weekly once, if we decide to take up one subject and gear up for that, it would help all of you to go in a streamed way, in a team way, right? So as decided, we are doing today in accounts, departmental accounts. Compulsory question comes and there are I don't say this for single entry and other chapters, but for departmental account, I can say, definitely I can say there are 2-3 problems which are repeatedly asked. One of them we are going to solve. Earlier, departmental account was in advanced accounting, old syllabus. Now it is in group 1. And now this is like PCC ho gaya, IPCC ho gaya, and again now it is CA Inter. So now still the syllabus of the departmental account is same. The chapter is vast. If I teach everything, it will take 5 regular classes. There is markup method also, Khadi department and A department and B department problems. Markup, memorandum stock account method is also there. For 12 marks, it is asked, right? So branch and department go hand in hand. As we have already discussed before starting this class, that all of you have finished with the branch account. And today's problem, do it. Every step you do with me, this problem comes repeatedly. So gear up. If you're not having a material with you, take it. Those who are not having this accounts material and they are watching this video, PDF of the problem which I am taking is available in the link below the video. Concept classes app link is there. Download that app. There's on the left hand side, you can see free content, free study material. There you can get the PDF of this problem. And I will freeze the screen also so that you can take down all the figures with me. This is there in the old practice manual and the new question papers also. Now directly, before we dive into the problem, in departmental accounts, the pumping heart of the departmental account is the stock reserve. Now what is this stock reserve? Let me share the screen with all of you, and with that I want to make it clear. Okay. So we are solving one of the problems for departmental account. So suppose there are 3 departments, I, J, K. Now I is sending the goods to other department. These are all the departments of the same company. Branches are geographically located at separate place. Department may be one building, spare part, accounts department, HR department, sales department, or it can be at different places, but all the departments are part of this one company, right? So one department is transferring the goods to another department, and the language given in the exam is at 20% loading or markup or profit. Dear students, you are at learning stage. So whatever I am writing, you write it. I have made a separate video for this in my YouTube with a playlist. If you check accounting equation, listen to that also. If I say I is sending all the goods to J at 20% loading or markup or profit on cost, 20% on cost, then how will you make the equation? What is the, I hope from school days we are all doing this. Cost plus profit is the selling price. So what is the cost? 100. What is the profit on the cost? 20. What is the selling price or the transfer price? 120. Okay? Selling price or transfer price or invoice price means I is sending goods to J with a profit of 20% on cost. If percentage in on cost, let cost be 100. If I say it is sending the goods at 20% loading on sales, equation is same, cost plus profit. मैम ये तो हमको बहुत पहले से मालूम है, तो आप बैठे हैं नहीं लिखो ना. Then don't complain my exam paper is never completed in 3 hours, dear students. When I am writing it, you write it 2-3 times, the pen flows. कोई पूछता है आपका नाम लिखो तो याद करना पड़ता है, दीप्ति, हाँ दीप्ति छेड़ा और दीप्ति शाह, ऐसे होता है. No, because so many times you write your names. Do you scribble your names just while sitting like this also? होता है या नहीं? कितने लोग करते हैं? मैं तो करती हूँ. और यहाँ बड़ा अच्छा सा स्माइली भी बना देते. तो फिर हाँ, so promise me that you all are going to write everything what I am making you write. मेरा नाम मत लिखो, मैं लिख रही हूँ बस है. चलो, so now this time profit or loading is on sales. Can we take sales as 100? जिस पे परसेंटेज है उसको 100 लो. I was waiting since 1 week to record this live class for your lab students, but kuch na kuch, this cold, the echo voice is not going. I think now with that only we have to do the recording. Chalo. So this time 20% loading on sales. Let sales be 100. Profit is 20% on sales. So can I take cost as 80? What is the cost for I? 80. And it is sending to J at 100. Any confusion? Unmute करके पूछो, chat में message लिखो. You will really take the worth of this 1 hour class if you do as I say. Promise. Years I have been teaching and I've brought result. Last 20 years में मैंने pass करके COP भी लिया. I surrendered the COP with the seniority. I was not ACA, I was FCA because I wanted to justify. This is not a part-time passion कि बस आके पढ़ा लो कुछ भी एक subject. Full time, when you give, you get the results, right or not? So, if the loading is 20% on cost, this is the equation. If the loading is 20% on sales, this is the equation. Now, why this is important? Example, I have sent 1 lakh goods to J. I is sending. What I am explaining is also asked for 5 marks separate question. And then directly I'll go to IJK question. Right. So I is sending 1 lakh rupees goods to J. Now, at loading of 20%, this is the cost 1 lakh. And you are sending with a profit or a loading of 20%, 20,000. And transfer price or invoice price is 1,20,000. Are you writing with me and understanding? Yeah. Okay, thank you, thank you. Keep putting the messages so that I also get to know you all are following. 1 lakh with a profit of 20,000, I is transferring to J. I department is transferring to J department. And J department has used it for production or sold it, जो भी है खत्म हो गया. J has closing stock 30,000, which has come from I. Now I and J, you all are a part of the same company. I is saying my stock lying with me at the end of the year. Cost or NRV, whichever is lower, सबने AS to पढ़े, right? Now, my stock, if it is lying with J at profit at 30,000 transfer price, I need to remove the loading the profit. See, my stock is lying with me or my department students, you all. This is our company stock. Can I say my stock is lying with me at 100 and with you at 120? Can we show my closing stock with you at 120? and increase the GP and profit? Answer is no. Ultimately, all the departments are part of the same company. So at the year ending, I stock lying with J at 30,000. Should they reverse the loading or not? Should they reverse the loading or not? Yeah, chalo. So this closing stock is at transfer price. What is the transfer price? 120. 100 goods. I am sending at 20 profit 120. And J is having closing stock 30,000 ke goods are lying with you at 120. What is the profit or the loading or the stock reserve? 20. In 120, what is the loading? 20. So in 30,000, question mark. So stock reserve is 120 में 20 loading है, 30,000 में कितना? 30,000 into 20 divide by 120. 30,000 into 20 divide by 120. 5,000. Now we can say J is saying I am having closing stock at transfer price 30,000. But I's loading or stock reserve is there 5,000 and closing stock at cost is 25,000. So at year ending, if my stock is lying with you at profit, reverse the loading. I want to take a pause here. Is my speed fine? Can someone put a message? Were you all able to write everything? You know, like this, you should know how to make equations. If the equation goes wrong, the whole this thing is going wrong. In branch account, in departmental account, in hire purchase, there are so many chapters where if the equation goes wrong, then the whole concept goes wrong. Yeah. Finished writing or you still want time? See, nowadays when you put up a video on YouTube, students want very small, crisp, clear 5 minutes video. But these are professional exams. To explain one concept, to get it sink in your mind, to make you digest that so that you are able to reproduce that independently without Dipti ma'am's help. Kuch to time lagega. I can't make every video in reels and shorts and 2 minutes. It's a fancy thing we are doing and it's a time based. Professional videos, quality, good content, value addition has to be this long. Shall we move ahead? Anyone wants to add on anything here? Ask if you have any doubt. Yes. Yes, same way you can make many equations. Like if the cost is 100 and loading is 33 or 1/3 on the cost, then the transfer price will be 133 1/3. I don't know if you understand 1/3, 33% of 100 and 1/4. 4 times 33 will come 1/4. If the cost is 100 and loading is 160, 160. If the cost is loading is 60% on sales, isko 100, isko 60, cost ko 40. You can make n number of examples like this for practice. So here we complete one concept of how to make equations. If the percentage or the loading is on cost, take cost as 100. If the percentage or the loading is on sales, take sales as 100. Now, let us begin. See, there are 2-3 types of the problem. In departmental accounts, one popular problem is the profit is wrong. And on wrong profit, you gave commission to manager, you missed minusing the stock reserve. So now add back the wrong commission, give the stock reserve. That is one category of the problem. Another category of the problem is with the markup. That is another 2 hours proper quality class. Then you understand markup is very easy, and challenge when it is coming for 10 to 12 marks. Nothing to lose. Departmental account, the best part is it is like this, जैसे वो घोड़े के आगे लगा देते हैं ना कि वो क्रैकर्स और किसी से बस उतने ही में प्रॉब्लम्स घूमते हैं. नो क्रिएटिविटी. Single entry, it's a creative chapter. Costing, it's a creative subject. Departmental account, rest assured, but your study material is not enough. You have to practice past exam papers. And one of the past exam question, which is repeated many times, I'm sharing with all of you. Read it with me. If you want, write it down. If you want, take a screenshot as you want. This is the problem we are going to solve now. Many students have requested that this is a very typical problem and they're not getting it. So I want to take up this whole. It may take half an hour if you are not serious, but if you're a sincere student, pick up your calculator, scale, pencil, notebook, and solve it with me. Do comment below at the end. Is it worth making these long videos? Have you followed the content or not? Yeah. All the app students, you are all having the material. So you can just open. We are on page number 154. Yes. FGH Limited has 3 departments, I, J, and K. Opening stock is given to you. Opening stock reserve. Like closing stock reserve is there. That in 30,000, just now I said, 5,000 is the stock reserve. My stock with you is lying at 30,000. In that 5,000 is the stock reserve. So 25,000. Right. So like that, next year it will become opening stock reserve. Material consumed, labor, closing stock, sales, area occupied. There are some common expense. We pay the rent for the company. So can we distribute the rent on the area? Yes. We pay the electricity bill for the company. Can we divide according to number of points? We say salary to the workers. So can we apportion the salary according to number of workers working in each department? Now this I'm teaching in brief. This is the same thing you do it in the overhead chapter. Apportionment, reapportionment. This is the same concept you do it in accounts pre and post incorporation. Apportion. Now, how to apportion is this full table taught to you in various classes and done. So, shall we begin with the problem? All right. Chalo. See, this was the problem I was saying. Profit is wrong and they ask you again. Or this one also. This is the like superb. इतने बार पूछते हैं. You're transferring some goods at cost, some goods at profit. Chalo, right now, all concentration here. Opening stock, stock reserve, material consumed, labor, closing stock, sales. Did you observe one thing? I and J, they are not selling. So I is transferring the goods to J. J is transferring to K and K is selling. But K is not buying or consuming any material. Means K is processing and selling everything which comes from J. ऐसे लग रहा है ना? Costing class में चले गए account से. वैसे ही है ये problem. Stock of each department is transferred to another department. I is transferring the goods to J at cost plus 20%. J is transferring to K at profit of 20% on sales or 20% on cost. See this. Other common expenses are given. Prepare a trading and P&L account for the departments. So let us begin solving this question in the notebook, and here we go. Yes. Trading and P&L account triple column we will prepare, supported by working notes. Problem number 4 we are doing. Those who are doing it directly, they can just write departmental trading and P&L account. I hope all of you know trading and P&L account is above the line and below the line and for the period ended वो सब बहुत common है. So we will make 3 columns. 3 columns. I, J, K. This side. Again 3 columns. I, J, K. This is going to be your trading account and your P&L account, and then P&L, common P&L account also we will prepare. Okay? Are you all with me? Is my speed fine? We may take half an hour more to complete this problem because I'm going to push a lot of explanation. In exam, surely you will be able to do it. Ma'am, आपने जो कराया वही problem आया and you can score 10 out of 10 marks. Chalo. So get set. Here we start. I hope the data is clear to you. Just copy all the figures. Opening stock 5,000, 8,000, 19,000. 5,000, 8,000, 19,000. Opening stock reserve, we will write it later. Next, material consumed is, we know what you purchase. 16,000, 20,000 and nil. Then we have direct labor. We call it wages. 9,000, 10,000 and nil. You know, JK is not processing anything. It's not buying material labor. Whatever J is giving, K is selling. Simply, bas. This side, though closing stock is given, but we should always write sales. It's a trading account. No sales for I and J. That means sure they are doing transfer. So we have to keep a space here for transfer. I is not going to sell anything, but then I is definitely going to transfer to J. So transfer के लिए जगह तो चाहिए ना? And that transfer whoever receives, so this side also one transfer. Write and keep. When I complete the trading account, I'll pause. बिंदास अनम्यूट करके डाउट जो भी आपके डाउट है आप पूछ लेना. Closing stock. It's a challenge, you know, to take this problem, and I know I have accepted this challenge, and you all will surely follow it. No doubt about it. Write down the closing stock. Opening, material, direct labor, sales, transfer, closing stock. Clear to all of you? Transfer, I have left it blank for some purpose. Once you do this, we should get gross profit and then we should do this total. Gross profit we will calculate and we will do this total. Below that, common P&L account is there. In that debit side, salaries is there. I am reading out for those who are not having problem. Salary is 18,000. Salaries is 18,000. And they said salary apportionate on number of employees 30:20:10. Let us do it. 18,000 into 30/60. 18,000 into 20/60. 18,000 into 10/60. Just apportion the expenses with the way given. I have shown you the table also. और आपको सब एग्जाम तो देना है, प्री पोस्ट इनकॉर्पोरेशन ओवरहेड चैप्टर इन द कॉस्टिंग. सो से आई नो इट ऑलरेडी. I know it already. Next is rent. Rent is how much? 6,000. And that will be according to the area. Area is 2,500 square feet, 1,500 square feet, and 1,000. I'm just writing in brief the ratio. 25 plus 15 plus 10. Yes, yes, keep sharing the answers in the chat box. If you are using the laptop or tab and if you have the typing facility, you can, no problem. $6,000 into 25 divided by 50. 6,000 into 15 divided by 50. 6,000 into 10 divided by 50. 1,200. GP will come down. All of you know. Are you feeling you are doing with a mindset like Sudoku? Kabhi Sudoku khela hai aapne? 1 to 9 आना है, 1 to 9 आना है, you know. So wherever you are comfortable and you know, हाँ यहाँ पे 2 आएगा क्योंकि यहाँ तो आ गया, यहाँ तो नहीं. You start. That's the way I am doing. Look at me. Last 7 minutes just I started the problem and I want to take a pause. Fill in the blanks. Whatever is the data given, I have filled. Opening stock given, material given, direct labor given, sales, transfer, closing stock. Whatever I know, I have written. Salaries, rent, I could apportion. Now, there could be net profit, there could be net loss in any one of the department. So, let us leave a space like this. Do the total. Come to common P&L account. Common or general P&L account. Okay. I want all of you to do this because after this, I'm starting with working. This is accounts class. So you have to write the main format. Insurance claims, trading account first, followed by working notes. Single entry, main accounts first, followed by working notes. Anyone is having any doubt? Is the screen clear or not? Make sure you watch these videos in full screen. If you're watching in tab, mobile, and with headphones, so that volume and screen, everything is clear. Chalo. Now let us go to working note 1. Working note 1. I is transferring the goods to J at cost 100. Loading or profit 20. It's given in the problem. I to J, it is transferred at 20% on cost. So what is the transfer price? 120. What is the transfer price? 120. Now, have you all written the equation? Just from in the material, we are writing the equation. Chalo. Now, look at the screen. Screen pe aa jao. Opening stock, material, direct labor. I department ko tally karna hai. So, two things are missing. Listen, all of you. There is no sales for I because I is transferring everything to J. But transfer is also not given and GP is also not given. Here. Two fill in the blanks are there. But do I know the cost of I department? Opening stock plus material plus labor minus closing stock. Will this become the cost? Opening stock plus material consumed plus labor minus the closing stock. Will this become the correct cost? Answer is yes. Check. So what is the cost for I department? Opening stock. How much is opening stock? 5,000. Are you all writing with me? अगर स्पीड ज्यादा लग रही है, कुछ भी है तो मैसेज करो, अनम्यूट करके बोलो, नो प्रॉब्लम. Opening stock 5,000. Purchases from outside is 16. Labor is 9,000. Minus closing stock is 5,000. Opening stock, material consumed, direct labor, minus the closing stock. Yeah. How much is the cost for I department? 25,000. Take your time. Just we do this in the costing, we do it in the normal final accounts. What is the cost of the I department? Opening stock or purchases or labor, and this is the closing stock minus. So this much is the material consumed and transferred from I to J, 25,000. How much is the loading or the profit? 20% on cost, 25,000, which comes to 5,000, and we are transferring the goods 30,000. Take your time, write this working. If you have any doubt, ask me. Please keep patience. You are in learning stage. Don't say, ma'am, itna time lag ja raha hai problem ko solve karne mein. ठीक है, लग रहा है time, because so much of explanation I am giving and I am making you write. But then if you do similar two problems, and this same problem, if you do within 24 hours, you will surely understand it. I has consumed 25,000 raw material, 20% profit they have added and transferred 30,000. Finished writing this working, come back. I has transferred 30,000 goods. I को credit कर रही हूँ. 30,000 goods are going and J is receiving 30,000. Reference working note 1. Take your time. I is saying bye bye 30,000. I is not selling anything, it's transferring. J is receiving welcome. Can I complete this total of I department? करो आप लोग सब मेरे साथ. 35,000. I department का टोटल करो, जीपी आएगा 5,000. चेक कर लो. 35,000 minus 5,000 minus 16,000 minus 9,000, 5,000 is the GP. I is clear to you? Now it's J's turn. J to K. J to K. J is getting the material from transfer also. J is getting the material from I also. And J is buying from the market also. 20,000 material and putting labor in that. Just understand, look at the screen. Again, same thing. Again, same thing for J. Transfer is also missing. GP is missing. Can we do it together? Huh? Here it is given. J is transferring to K at 20% on sales. Will you all try it? I'm keeping the screen here and I'm waiting for all of you. Equation I'm again saying J to K. If you want, write it. J to K, it is 20% on sales. So can you get the figure of GP and transfer? Do it in your working notes. Have you tried this? How much you all are getting? J is transferring to K at 20% profit on sales. And now J's cost we know. 8,000, 20,000, 10, 30 and 20,000. Got it? Even what J has got from I, is that going to be a transfer? मतलब I से J को जो आया है, J के लिए तो this is also purchase and this is also purchase, no? Are you getting? Chalo. All of you come and do working note 2 with me. Working note 2 with me. J to K. Excuse me. J to K. J to K, let us see what is the cost first. Cost कितना है देख लेते हैं J के लिए. What is the opening stock for J? 8,000. What is the purchases for J? His own material consumed 20. What is the labor? 10,000. What is the transfer of the goods? ये रहा देखो 30,000. J के लिए तो 30,000 is also purchase, but not from market, from I department. Minus the closing stock. How much is the closing stock? 20,000. Now, 8,000 plus 20,000 plus 10,000 plus 30,000 minus 20,000. 48,000 is the cost of the goods consumed by J. Cost. And what is the profit? And what is the transfer price? Transfer price to K. K ko transfer K. This time J is transferring to K. I am reading again at 20% on sales. So 100. 20% on sales. If the percentage is on sales, take sales as 100. If the percentage is on cost, take cost as 100. So 100 में 20 गया तो you are getting 80. J is transferring to K at a profit of 20% on sales. So this is 48,000 cost. How much would be the loading? Oh, 1 second. 48,000 into 20 by 80. 48,000 into 20 by 80. 12,000. Transfer price कितना है? 60,000. हो गया. Working note 2 is over. लिखो लिखो. Yeah. Chat box is open. If you have any doubt, you can put message. No problem. J is transferring to K at 20% profit on sales. So on cost it is 80, 20, 100. And the net cost, my own purchase, transfer purchase minus closing stock, the net cost is how much? It is 48,000. So 60,000 is the transfer price. Come now. I is transferring to, sorry, J is transferring to K. So J is giving, K is receiving. Working note 2. I want to repeat, J is giving, K here, K is receiving. Can we complete the total of the trading account? 80,000. Minus 8,000, minus 20,000, minus 10,000, minus 30,000, 12,000 is the GP. I is transferring the goods to J at a profit of 5,000. J is transferring to K at a profit of 12,000. Anyone is having any doubt? Now we go to the K department. Now we go to the K department. 19,000 is the opening stock. K is not purchasing. Whatever it is getting from J, it is selling in the market. So opening stock, purchases, sale, closing. Now we don't need any equation because this is the last department. So sale is available. Why did I make equation in I and J? GP was also missing, transfer price was also missing. दो चीज missing थे. But in K, we know the sales, we know the closing stock. So 85,000 is the credit side total. GP is 6,000. For K, the GP is coming automatic. I to J, agreed. We had to calculate because closing stock, transfer price, both were missing. J to K, same, both were missing, but this is very easy. You do it in costing also. Yeah, but when it is coming to K, sale is available, closing stock, opening stock, purchase, wages, kuch nahi hai, chhod do. Why there is no material consumed? Because it's not processing. Whatever J is producing and giving, K is just selling in the market. So what is the GP? Yeah, bring it down. GP is 5,000, 12,000, 6,000. From here, we can do it together and little fast. Vertically, we'll do. I department GP is 5,000, but expenses are 12,000. So there is a loss. I department में net loss है. Net loss है 7,000 का. I department में there is a loss. J department total is 12,000 and there is net profit. 12,000, 4,200. Last department also 6,000 minus 3,000 minus 1,200, 1,800 is the profit. अब बोलो, कोई डाउट है आपको? This part was pretty easy because we have already done the apportionment. And you know why did I say forget about these working notes and all? If you are running short of time in the exam, if you fill up these figures, if you apportion, at least you get 5 marks out of 10. Stepwise marks to score karna hi hai na? Right. Can we bring it down by net profit? Which department is having net profit? J. K. J and K are having net profit. 4,200 and K is 1,800. And there is net loss. Which department? First, I department, 7,000. Net loss, bring it in the common P&L account debit side because it's a loss, and profit you bring it on the credit side. Now, we will write opening stock reserve, which is printed in your material. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I want to pause and share with all of you the screen which I was using. ये देखो. Opening stock के नीचे ही opening stock reserve दिया है. Because J's opening stock is having some stock of I which is at loading. I will explain. I will do 2 more workings. So is this correct? 2,000. Are you all getting? 2,000 and 3,000 opening stock reserve is. What is opening stock reserve? 1 minute. We'll again go to the notebook. Opening stock is with loading. 100 opening stock with J is at 120. So you have to write the opening stock reserve on the credit side. It's printed. For J, it is 2,000. For K, it is 3,000. And now, closing stock reserve. Will it come? Yes. I sing to J. J, listen. Listen, J. My stock which I have sent you with profit, you have used, sold, done, okay. But if my stock is lying with you, I have sent you 100 stock with 20 loading 120. So now in your stock also, if my stock is there, we need to reverse the profit because ultimately we are all the departments of one company. We can't have interdepartmental profits in the main closing stock of the company. If my 100 stock is lying with you at 120, let us reverse the 20 loading. Otherwise, the profit will be inflated. Are you getting? And stock reserve is done in only closing stock. If I sent you, I've already solved this example with all of you. I have sent you 1 lakh material, fine. But in that, if something is pending, I gave you this example, no? कि अभी भी 30,000 बाकी है, तो only 30,000 loading should be reversed. This is asked for 5 marks, this example. Chalo. Now, appreciated all of your patience who are doing it live with me and giving answers also. Good, thank you. Chalo, over to your third working note. थोड़ा आराम से अच्छे से करो. Now, listen to the story before we start the third working. I saying to J, J, listen, what is your closing stock? J is saying 20,000. In that, whatever is my closing stock, in that, whatever is the loading in the stock, we should reverse. But the question with this question is, in 20,000 J stock, it may have its own purchase also, no? Own purchase. And it is having transfer also. Are you getting? Then how to go by? Own purchase bhi hai, transfer bhi hai. Clear? So then how to go by? I hope you are getting. In J's 20,000, if in exam they gave, in J's closing stock 20,000, 5,000 is the closing stock of I. So in that 5,000 into 20 by 120 and all, we'll reverse the loading. But in J's closing stock, how much is the closing stock of I? We don't know. And you can't say, ma'am, everything has come from I only. No. J is having its own purchases also. So now we are doing the problem with some assumption. J's closing stock is 20,000. We are splitting it. You can write with me and you can make this flowchart in the working note because this is a working. Own stock. No, own purchases. How much is own purchase of material for J? Look at the screen. I'm scrolling up again. 20 and 10, 30. What is the transfer from I? I से J को कितने के goods आए हैं? 30,000. And what is J's own purchase? Actually, own purchase is 20. But in that, we will add the labor cost also. Labor is like loading and all the part of the purchases. Now we are making an assumption here. J, your own purchase is 30. I say transfer at 30 equal. So in your closing stock, 50% closing stock. 10,000 is your own closing stock which you have purchased, and this is at cost. 10,000 is the closing stock which you have got at transfer. 100, 20, 120 loading में आया है. लिख लो. I'm here only. I want to take a pause. आप लिखो. And ask your doubts also if you have any. J, Your own purchase is 30,000 and transfer from I is 30,000. So in your closing stock, own purchased closing stock is 50%, 10,000 at cost, no loading. 10,000 is the stock what you have received from I. Is it clear? Then at least put one message in the chat box, all clear. Huh? It's a challenge. Your student said, so many of you were saying, ma'am, I2J, J2K nahi aa raha hai. I said, okay, I will do it. I'll make you do. You have to learn patiently, of course. Chalo. Kuch doubt hai to pucho. Now this loading or this closing stock is at 10,000. Is at 120. तो 120 में 20 लोडिंग है, 10,000 में कितना क्लोजिंग स्टॉक रिजर्व, 10,000 into 20 by 120, 1667. Nice. 120 goods में 20 loading है, which I sent you. Now you are having 10,000 goods. In that, how much loading? 120 में 20. तो 10,000 में कितना? Cross multiply. 10,000 into 20 by 160. Now 1667 and this working note 3 is over. 10,000 is your own purchased closing stock at cost. No stock reserve. It's your own purchased goods at cost. Nice. Chalo. Come back. J, in your closing stock, my stock 10,000 is having 1667 loading or profit. That we will reverse. J department. 1667. Reference number working note 3. 1667 working note 3. Nice, clear. Chalo. Now, J is clear or anyone wants me to repeat? J, your own closing stock is at cost. What I have sent you, that is having 20 by 120. Why did I do 120? Because 10,000 is the transfer price. I have sent 100 plus 20, 120. So 120 is 10,000, 20 is kitna? 1667 loading we have reversed. Shall we do the same thing for K? K, your closing stock is 5,000. Now beautiful part is K is not having any purchases. So whatever is the closing stock of K, is it coming from J? Is it having the loading of J? Easy. How much is closing stock of K? We will do working note 4. I'll make you write a separate flowchart also at the end, so it will be very clear. Working note 4. J to K. 80, 20, 100. Is the equation clear or not? J is sending the goods to K at 20% profit on the transfer price. That's printed in your material. Now, what is the closing stock with K? 5,000. All came from J. लिखो ब्रैकेट में, एग्जाम में मत लिखना, वैल्यू को मत समझाना, अभी लिखो. All came from J. J has only sent to K, no? J ने तो भेजा K को. So, J के लिए if the cost is 80, loading is 20, stock reserve. I'll write better word, stock reserve. Profit is 100. $80, $20, $100. 5,000. Are you all with me? In transfer price 100, 20 is profit. In 5,000, how much is the stock reserve? 5,000 into 20 by 100. Correct. 1,000. In 100, load stock with K, 20 is the profit. Profit is 20 on the transfer price. So in 5,000 stock lying in K is go down. What is the profit? See, J is saying to K. Listen. J is saying to K. J ने कितने के goods K को transfer किए थे? 60,000 के. ये रहे 60. चलो देखो यहाँ मैं कुछ समझा रही हूँ. J is talking to K. I have sent you these 60,000 goods. Out of this, 5,000 are lying in your godown K. Let us reverse the loading. Ultimately, we are all the part of one. We are all the department of one. So, 5,000 में 1,000 loading reverse हो गई. But now the most crucial and pumping heart of this problem. 5,000 is the transfer price of closing stock. क्लोजिंग स्टॉक ट्रांसफर प्राइस, उसमें से लोडिंग निकाल दो. अरे लोडिंग का स्पेलिंग तो सही लिखते हैं. लोडिंग और स्टॉक रिजर्व. व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट फॉर जे नाउ? 4,000. कैन आई से जे हैज सेंट 4,000 गुड्स टू के एडिंग 1,000 लोडिंग? क्या? But J is also not having 100% his own stock. No, he got from I. So I to J, J to K, whatever goods are with K, it is having J's loading, and indirectly in J stock, it is having I's loading. Are you getting? So J is saying, okay, I have sent you 4,000 goods at loading, but 50% were my own purchase. 2,000. 50% own purchase 2,000. No loading. 50% has come from I. J saying 2,000 के goods मुझे भी I से आए हैं. उसमें I का loading है. Now I to J, what is the equation? Cost. I will stop and share the screen. You message me कहां से चाहिए? Cost plus profit and transfer price. So I is saying I have given you 2,000 goods which you have transferred to J. J has transferred to K, adding its own loading. But I has given it for 2,000. No. J is saying 50% to my own goods. No problem. 2,000 goods J से आए. In that J's loading is there, no? What is closing stock reserve for J? I mean, say for I. 2,000 into 20 by. I'll give you a Rampant diagram at the end, which will make this whole stories just clear. But अभी तो आप लिखो. 2,000 into 20 by 120. 333. पूछो, कोई डाउट है? आप लिखो. I think some of you are writing. 1 minute. I'll give you in brief. कहां से लिखना है? पूरा वर्किंग नोट. पहले ये लिखो. J to K. 5,000 goods is the closing stock of K. In that 1,000 is the loading of J, because it's 20% on the transfer price, and cost is 4,000. In that 2,000 here, 2,000 here. ये लिखो. और 2,000 जो मेरा अपना परचेज है, ठीक है, चलो yeah, look at the diagram I'm giving you. Shall I make first and then you take them? I is transferring to J is transferring to K. Look now. I is saying cost, profit, and transfer. Just let me draw this diagram. I'll give you time. You'll understand the whole story. I is saying 1667 goods with 333 profit. Profit is 120, 120. 2000 I'm giving to J. J is saying, okay, you give 2000, 2000 my own stock, 4000 I will give to K. But in my case, the loading is 4000, 1000, 5000. It's 100, sorry. 1 second. 80, 20, 100. 5000 के गुड्स जो के पास है ना, उसमें 20% J is loading, तो 4000 कॉस्ट हो गया. Okay, J is saying, okay, 4000 is my cost. In that 2000, my own purchase. 2000 transfer from J. अब transfer from I. अब I say in 2000 my loading is. So I say 1667 के गुड्स गए, 333 लोडिंग लगा के 2000, उसमें 2000 खुद के ऐड हो गए 4000, फिर 1000 लोडिंग लगा के इट हैज गॉन. सो हाउ मच इज द लोडिंग इन केज स्टॉक? 1000 for J and 333. So what is the stock reserve for J? 333 plus 1000, 133. J नहीं, sorry, K. K का closing stock है ना 5000. In 5000, 1000 is the loading of J and 333 is the loading of I. तो मिला के ये भी डायग्राम ड्रॉ करो, ये भी लिखो और भी लिखो जो लिखना है. यू आर इन लर्निंग स्टेज and I really thank from the bottom of my heart those who are attending this since last 1.5 hours with me. It really takes patience. If you call this slogging or whatever, मैम ये 1.5 घंटा तो हम छोड़ देंगे एग्जाम में. अरे you are in learning stage. You're writing each and every working note. 2 बार खुद से करो, एकदम फास्ट कर लोगे एग्जाम में. Take down, I'm here only. Yeah, the problem will be over in 5 minutes. Just 5 more minutes and we'll complete this. Anyone wants me to repeat anything? Message me, I'll do it. And some of you are watching it live from the mobile. Unmute करके बिंदास बोलो. Recording चल रही है, चलने दो. कोई problem नहीं. Did you finish writing? ऐसे भी लिखो. एग्जाम में इतना सब लिखना पड़ेगा? नो 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 नो. 1 second, I'm scrolling up. ये यहीं पे खत्म हो गया. This is one loading. This is another loading over. This is to show you the chain. This is like extra. यहाँ से जो भी मैंने नीचे किया है ना, this is all extra. ये पूरा 1667 goods. I is adding the loading 333 and giving to J. J is adding its own stock, and on total 4000, J is putting its own. So what is the loading? Total loading 333 and 1000. 1333. Finished writing. Come to the main question. How much is the loading for J? 1667. वो तो हमने वर्कआउट की है ना. J का खुद का लोडिंग. And what is the loading for K? Working note 4, 1333. In the 5000, I want to repeat maybe 10th time. 5000 K, your stock, 1000 is the loading of J. 333 is the loading of I. 1333. Now see whether there is profit or loss. 4200 plus 1800 plus 2000 plus 3000. It's 11,000. And this side minus 7,000 minus 1667. 1000 is the finally net profit. And this is over. Double line. Mold. How is it? Can you put me some messages? All clear or not? Okay. Yeah. 5 minutes low. The video is still on. Pause. Scroll all your working notes in your notebook. Working note 1 to get the GP. Working note 2 to get the GP. Working note 3. J's closing stock, I's loading is there. But 50% to khud ka purchase hai. Only on 50% I to J which has come. K's closing stock is having J's loading 1000 and indirectly in J's stock I is loading 333. Yeah. Working note 3 explain करना है एक बार फिर से sure. आपका लिखना हो गया या नहीं? I'll explain. See, typical part of this problem is quite silent. इतने tough भी नहीं आते. See, this problem would have been super easy if they would have given to you in J's closing stock. Look at the screen. I'm explaining working note 3 again. But to understand that, J is having its own purchase also from market. 20 plus 10,000 labor. And J is having 30% transfer. So the question with this question is, J, your closing stock is 20,000. In that, how much is I's closing stock? Just worst case, if they would have given closing stock of J, no, 20,000. In that, I se aaya hua closing stock 8,000. So 8,000 into 20 by 120. What a difficult part for us. Kitna easy ho jata. Now come to working note 3. What is the closing stock of J? 20,000. How much is own purchases along with labor? You know, first in, first out. So, जो closing stock है 20,000 वो तो latest purchase ही होगा. But our purchase from market along with the labor is 30,000. I hope no doubt in this figure. Look at the trading account. J's own purchase along with the labor is 30,000. And from IA, it has got 30,000. So nothing is given. So we are assuming that in the closing stock, 50% is 10,000 closing stock is J's own purchase. जिसमें कोई stock reserve नहीं. And 10,000 is, it has got from I. Now 10,000 closing stock J has got from I. Sorry, J has got from I. And what is the equation I to J? 120, 120. In 120, if 20 is the loading, in 10,000, how much is the loading? So J, in your closing stock, 20,000, 10,000 is at cost. Remaining 10,000 has come from I with a loading of 1667. Might be the cost will be 10,000 minus 1667. 8,333. I to J. 8,333 plus 1667 और J के पास गया 10,000. It's still lying in the godown of J. J in your closing stock 10,000, my loading is there. And until now, the stock is not sold. We can't have closing stock at invoice price or loading price. So let us reverse the loading. Now is it clear to you? Problem would have been very easy if they would have given in J's closing stock, how much is I's closing stock. Such problems are also there in your material, in which they have given you ready. All your doubts are clear. Is working note 3 clear? You know, you should talk with the departments and with the accounts. You should talk. The more you talk, the automatically the pen flows and those dialogues are there in your mind. बुक रीड करने में मजा आता है, लेकिन मूवी देखने में उससे ज्यादा मजा आता है ना. सेम स्टोरी. So just look. I saying to J, I am sending you 10,000 goods which are there in your stock, and 10,000 is your own stock at cost. So in my 10,000, 1667 is the loading. Yes. Same way, J to K. K, in your closing stock 5,000, 1,000 is the loading for J. Okay, then the cost is 4,000. But in 4,000 cost of J, 50% is J's own purchase and 50% has come. This is my own logic and diagram, but I've seen students doing clearly and they follow this. 1667 goods with 333 loading, I is sending to J. J ने अपना भी stock add किया, 4,000 cost. On that 1,000, 5,000. So in this 5,000, 1,000 is this loading and 333 is this loading. All clear? Chalo. And 1 minute, 1 second. I'm again going to the screen. And these are the working notes. Look at the way we prepared the trading account. We just copied. How did I prepare the P&L account? Just a portion, the expense. Transfer part was clear. 30 transfer आया, 60 वहां से transfer यहाँ आया. And then in the common opening stock reserve on this side, opening. Anyone in the class is having a doubt? कभी होता है silly doubt? कोई doubt छोटा बड़ा नहीं है. Ma'am, where is the stock reserve for I? I is the starting department. I is sending to J with the loading. So I's own closing stock है ना? I का closing stock है ना? 5,000. It will be at cost. When I is sending to J, it's with profit. When J is sending to K, it's with profit. Nice, right? I hope I have done some justice to this challenge, which you all gave me, ki ma'am, I to J. This is a problem in CMA material also. Same problem. I've shared the screen and this is there in the YouTube, this video. So you can freeze that screen and check it over there. Okay. I to J, J to K. नाम अलग होंगे, कुछ L, M, N डिपार्टमेंट होगा और शायद फिगर्स भी अलग है, पर आप करके देखो. CMA material, CA material, it's the same problem and repeatedly asked for 10 months. Okay, how are you preparing for all the other subjects? So many of you from this app community are doing live classes of taxation with me. Okay, so that is 1.5 hour class with half an hour of reading, and I appreciate the way in the WhatsApp you all are sending homeworks के answers every day. करेक्ट है, सही, बट आप डेयर तो कर रहे हैं, आप होमवर्क कर रहे हैं, फोटो निकाल के भेज रहे हैं. लखन योर आंसर इज करेक्ट, तुषार योर आंसर इज करेक्ट, इट्स ऑल करेक्ट. अब सेकेंड बात, सपोज यू आर डूइंग राइट नाउ इनकम टैक्स और कॉस्टिंग विथ मी एंड यू हैव ऑलरेडी कंप्लीटेड अकाउंट्स. हाय हेलो बोलते रहना. सम डे जस्ट स्पेयर हाफ एन आवर, रिवाइज योर कंपनी अकाउंट्स फॉर्मेट. Revise your format of the vertical P&L balance sheet, how to calculate 11% managerial remuneration, that part. कभी investment account निकालो, see the format, and just revise all booster notes. Come interest, ex interest, bonus shares, right shares, brokerage. You have written all the booster notes. 10 to 12 booster notes you have written. Yes or no? Just revise that. Okay? Spare half an hour and done. I know you are in a mindset. So many of you are preparing group 2 right now. So with group 2 also, कभी कभी बीच में हाय हेलो बोलते रहना, मटेरियल्स स्क्रॉल करना, चार्ट बना के रख दो AS के नाम, so that whenever an exam you solve the question as per AS2 closing stock, as per AS9 accounting for revenue recognition. So you should know all this. Right. This is from my side. Yes. Now you say, is costing over 1 or 2 chapters were pending. Budgeting बाकी है, किसी का standard costing बाकी है. And apart from my material, have you started solving the question from institute's material, whatever CA, CMA material you're following? करना एक बार तो करना. And while doing no, put that tick mark. Easy, not to be seen, very easy. Kuch problem of institute's material you feel they are really good. All adjustments are covered. Stick on lagao, revise it again before exam. Okay, you are saying all is clear and booster notes are really helpful to you. Thank you so much for that. That booster notes are really helpful to you. But when you write it, मैं तो लिखती हूँ क्लास में और आप अगर स्क्रीनशॉट ले लेके गैलरी में फोल्डर बना लिए दीप्ति मैम बूस्टर नोट 10 लोगों को भेज दो, कोई फायदा नहीं होगा जब तक आप until you write it on your own, right? Thank you so much for joining us again like this. For all the app students, we will be having a revision lecture for income tax, for costing, probably every Saturday, planning to take it up so that we all can get together and put messages. Keep the chat box very active, or in the WhatsApp group, as I announced that tomorrow we are going to take a live class. Let me know, ma'am, in house property, this part you want to discuss, or in costing, this part you want to discuss. See, when I teach this subject for years, no, some of them say, how do you teach all these 3 subjects? Because nowadays that vertical niche is going, accounts, foundation, inter, final, एक teacher पढ़ा रहे. मैंने left right किया. Because then I could interlink and teach. So take that benefit of interlinking. Today's departmental account, tell me honestly, have you interlinked with pre-post incorporation? Have you interlinked with your overhead chapter? Apportionment, it's the same thing, and you all are going to write 4 subjects together. कोई choice तो है नहीं कि एक अभी देंगे एक बाद में देंगे, ठीक है? Right. So enjoy this knowledge, solve this problem again. Any doubt you have, comment below the video, will surely clear it. And below this video, all the links are given. You can download this question. We know when you have the question printout, it will be very clear to you, right? Thank you so much. Signing off now. CA Dipti Chheda here. Do share this video with others. You know, lot of effort it is taking to set this class, to record all this quality good value addition video. So if you feel this problem is clear for you, help your friends and help me also. Thank you so much. Bye-bye all of you.